people of the internet, I am Lucha Man, and welcome to Lucha Man Reviews. We have a lot to cover today, and some stuff I'm very late to the party with bringing, but here we go. To begin with, the most recent thing, first and foremost, happy 25th birthday to TOONAMI. That's right, for 25 years ago, TOONAMI decided that they needed to bring you a better cartoon show. TOONAMI then took over afternoons and then started to take over midnight runs, providing new cartoon content for people watching the Cartoon Network. It also had its own series of tie-in events, and then went away for a while. But now it's back, and still firing on all of its cylinders. They recently had the TOONAMI Space Cosmic Samurai special, and there's a new tie-in event that's also happened, so So this TOONAMI train, it ain't stopping now. Woo! So keep up the good work. So to all the TOONAMI faithful, hope you're enjoying the party. Next, in regards to TOONAMI, TOONAMI has worked with Crunchyroll and has brought us a whole bunch of simulcast releases. Like we've had Fena, the Pirate Princess, and we have a new one which this review is about. But I'm also going to talk about Bladerunner Black Lotus. I watched the entire show, and honestly, I should have done this review 3 or 4 episodes in, but I give Bladerunner Black Lotus, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. I thought it was a really good series. Now, for me, I'd only seen the first Blade Runner. I saw one of the other animated specials that they did, and I never saw the remake, the sequel from a few years ago. But I did recently play Cyberpunk 2077. After 2 years, they finally started to get everything sorted out there. Free 5-hour demo. But it was enough for me to get the game. But that's over for the... I guess that's for Aperture Gaming to tell you about. But since it's been 2 years after the fact, okay, moving on. The point is, 9.5 out of 10. It's a good show. The only issue I had was that it is dark. Metaphorically, figuratively, and literally. Like, the majority of the scenes take place in the dark, so you gotta watch out for that. But, interesting, and here's an interesting thing. After the end of each episode, the end credits roll, they have, like, the production number for the episode. Like, you see, this is episode 3, but the production listed it as episode production value 104. Weird little misprint there. Don't know what's going on, but I think they got it corrected later on. So, all right. Now that we got the ranting and raving out of the way, it's time for the actual review of the actual show that the title actually has at the start of this video, or posted in the thing above it, or on the description, whatever. The point is, I am here to review Shenmue, the animation. Now, if you're wondering why am I calling it Shenmue, the animation, is because it's actually based on a video game property that was first released in Japan of 1999 and then in North America the year 2000. So this game franchise is actually 20 plus years old. So it had its first game, then it had its second game a couple years later, and then it went into the quiet, we'll be expecting the third game anytime over a decade later. But thanks to the invention of Kickstarter, it got the funding it needed to properly fund the third video game in the franchise, which came out a couple years ago. And if the internet rumors are true, based on how the game ended, there might be a fourth Shenmue on the way. So I'm just wondering, will watching the show kind of spoil or affect my... if you haven't played the game, will it affect that? Well, I hope not, because by watching this show, I've been so interested in it that I actually downloaded all 3 games from the PlayStation Store. So I look forward to playing those games and seeing how it compares up to the animated series. So what is Shenmue the animation? And what is Shenmue in general? The story focuses on 18-year-old high schooler and martial arts champion Ryo Hazuki, who, after leading his team to victory, comes home to find his father being murdered by a mysterious man known as Lon murdered with his own bare hands. There are many questions surrounding this. Why was his father murdered? Was he accused of something? What did he do? What did he not do? Is his father really the man that he thinks he is? Faced with all these questions, Ryo Rio now has to go on a journey of trying to figure out who his father is and what's going on, involving meeting, involving finding certain items, meeting certain people, traveling to certain locations. And I have to say, this is an incredible anime, and this is also Toonami slash Crunchyroll mashup, which is pretty cool because later on Toonami is going to release 2 other entries into the FLCL Fully Cool universe, and then there's another project they're working on with them. But focusing back on this, Shenmue the animation, focuses on Rio trying to get all these questions answered, and everything about this anime is amazing. First off, the set pieces, all the set locations, all the environment, it looks amazing. Everything is well done, both the characters and the environment that they are in. The voice acting is great. And here's what I really like about this. The show is set in the mid 1980s. So nowadays everyone has a smart device, because calling it a phone would be a gross misinjustice for seeing as how it does everything. Everything you can pretty much solve nowadays with a smart device. Rio, he does things it's a period piece. It's interesting seeing things happening in the 1980s, and it's not the whole glam rock being blared out the speakers, or everyone wearing bright neon colors, or wearing sunglasses with hats backwards. No, it's interesting because like when he's trying to find a language, he looks in a bookstore or in a library, or he has to go around the neighborhood asking people. And also, if he needs to contact someone, he either has to ask someone permission to use their phone or use a pay phone. And yeah, so it's really interesting seeing a mid 1980s perspective on this. Everything is just really well done, and I am thoroughly engrossed in this. The episodes, we're up to episode 7 by now, soon to be episode 8, and it's a weird balance. It's a good balance they have set up between story and character development and plot development versus the action scenes. They have everything balanced out. It was a little slow at first, but if you are patient, and seriously, you have patience, it does grab you, and you become invested in this. And if anyone's a fan of the series, the games, then hopefully this is a nice thing to remind you about the games, and hopefully it's somewhat on par with what you've played. Like, I actually do have a book. It's based on the Ico game, and of course I'm not looking for ways to play and beat the game, which is what the author said they've had some problems with. No, in the foreword, it's not a guide; it's a story. So yeah, Shenmue is it is really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I look forward to keep watching the rest of the series, and I look forward to playing the games. So I give Shenmue the animation a solid 10 out of 10. So sorry for the ranting and the raving and kind of going off subject in a couple of spots here and there, but there's just so much to cover. Why? Well, because later on this channel there's going to be a bunch of video game stuff coming down the pipe, and I was thinking, since this one review was delayed a little bit, and the previous review that I was supposed to do never happened, I was like, we gotta get everyone here on the channel, we gotta get everyone on the same page and get them to work. So yeah, check out Shenmue the animation. If it's probably they probably have the episodes online, either with Toonami or with Crunchyroll, and there's also the other stuff that Toonami has going on. So check them out. They probably have their stuff somewhere here on YouTube. All right, well that's all the time we have for this episode. We thank you for watching, and we hope you tune in next time for when we have other cool stuff that we'll be covering on this channel. Until then, this has been Lucha Man for Lucha Man Reviews, saying thank you for watching, and as always, have a nice day.